Hey, hi, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Goat Force Gaming channel, where we play the roguelikes and the roguelites every single time. Folks, I'll tell you what, it is tremendous to be back out here with all of you again, taking another look at a roguelite that I have been, I've been a little bit addicted to it, and then I got addicted to it a little bit more, and the addiction has continued, and it's been quite lovely. This is Wall World. This is a roguelite mining game, and we're going to do something today that we have not tried yet, thanks to one of our community members, Hibben, who said, "Hey Goat, have you tried going down in Wall World yet?" No, I have not. But today we're going to do just that, and we're going to see what kind of weird, wacky, and wonderful things we can come across in what has been quite an adventure so far. So do me a favor, maybe pause the video, grab a cup of coffee, grab a cup of tea. This is probably going to be a longer entry. These trips tend to go places, and I like to just take my time and take it all in. So we're going to have a nice little adventure today in Wall World. See what we can see. Maybe grab a W. I don't know. I'm in no hurry. It's been great. So it's glad to be out here with you. We're gonna have a good time. So what I want to do right off the bat is put some points into our drilling capability. And this is interesting too. I mean, we're already at the point where we've got the green resources. You know, usually those are showing up in the mid game when you travel upwards, so I don't know, maybe this is going to be more challenging if we go down first. This is all new territory to me, and so we'll figure that out together. How about that? Now I do think we should pop some points into this guy right off the bat, especially if things are going to be more challenging. Not really sure. Let's get a missile out there. We will... Oh, alright. Hey. I'll take it. Nice. We like seeing that. What do we got here? Plus 30% gun rotation speed. Love it. Lightweight barrel all day. Folks, we have been having a great time making lattes out here, I gotta tell you. And we've been experimenting quite a bit ever since I got this espresso machine. And my daughter has gotten into it quite a bit. I bought her a bag of decaf so that she can enjoy lattes with me as well. Alright, I do think that maybe the onslaught is a little bit more challenging right off the bat when you head downwards. So just, if you're gonna attempt this, know that you're gonna be getting into it a little bit faster, I think. Yeah, I mean, we're already seeing those chunky guys on the sides. So the other day, we worked on trying to perfect a blackberry syrup by crushing a bunch of black... You know what? Let's just head down at this point. Why not? We're already way down here. Go to the next biome. Perfect. Ah, more greens. we're going to need to enhance our drilling capability right quick. Yeah, so we ground up a bunch of blackberries, added like a spoonful of Splenda, and then took that purpley mixture. Ooh, look at this. Schematic. Allows you to scan the size of the mine that the spider is connected to. That's cool. All right. We got a new item to look forward to in future runs. I guess there's going to be another run, folks. I mean, we're all going to want to see that shown off, right? So you get this really nice deep purple mixture and add that to the oat milk once it's strained. All right, that was a nice little mine. Let's see if we can do anything over here. So we're gonna need some of these guys to enhance the drilling, it turns out. All right, we're on our way. We add that to the oat milk and, you know, give it a good stir. Ooh, wow. Now, this is the first time I've seen this reddish looking material. So we're getting into some interesting pay dirt, it seems. Wow. Okay. I just hope they don't hit us too hard over here. Still not much we can do. I'll go with this. Usually I don't like to put too many points into the machine gun because, you know, the other weapons are quite good. So we're gonna run with this. We'll get a missile out there. We'll fire off our capacitor. We'll go ahead and detach too. Oh, well that worked out. I'm just not sure if these attacks are gonna be a lot worse since we're heading down. We're gonna find out. Oh, look at that. Okay, we've got a new material that I have not yet seen. That's interesting. Yeah, give us more of that. So anyway, long story short, the lattes are awesome. I'm gonna post some pictures of the creation process and the end result. You know, you get a really nice looking latte. And of course, you know, very strong espresso robustness that, you know, you'd expect from the drink. And then you get this blackberry hit on the back end. Really, really nice. Now this is interesting that they put the weapon so far back. What do we got here? You found a bomb thrower. Okay, large bomb and a ballistic trajectory. So, I'm gonna admit to you, I have used the bomb thrower in the past, and I am not the biggest fan of the bomb thrower. So you gotta give me credit because I'm speaking from an experience standpoint. It launches one bomb at a time, and I have a tough time hitting enemies in a serious firefight. So I'm gonna hold off on putting points into that for right now at least. And we're just gonna keep on keeping on here. What I want ultimately is a mix of different resources so that we can hit all the upgrades in time, you know? Now let's grab this and then we'll take care of this encounter. Missile away. Turn on the electricity. Oh, we got to get back in. Hit the wrong button. And maybe we don't even have to get out at this point. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, so the lattes have been quite good lately. And like I said, I got her a bag of decaf, so she's enjoying the lattes with me. It's really funny that, you know, a 13-year-old would enjoy the taste of coffee. She's not adding a ton of sugar. In fact, she's not adding any sugar at all. I mean, she's willing to drink it straight with just the steamed oat milk, you know? I'm impressed, I have to say. You know, when I started drinking coffee, here's how it happened. A friend of mine that I was in college with said, "Oh, you know, have you heard about these frappuccinos? Look at this. What do we got here now? Seismic generator creates vibrations that slowly destroy blocks within a small radius around the spider. Only works if the spider is connected to the mine." Wow. Okay. Boy, we're definitely gonna have to do another run now that we're getting all this good stuff. Let's pop on down here. And so she said, "Yeah, you know, have you heard of these frappuccinos?" I said, "No, as a matter of fact, no, I have not. I don't drink coffee." And she said, "Oh, yeah, meet me at this Starbucks over here. You know, it's gonna change your life." And ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what happened next. Whole life was changed. I became a coffee drinker. You know, you start with the sugary sugar bombs, right? You make your way outward from there. At least that's how it went for me. I pick them up when they're in that little encapsulated area so they don't fly all over the place. All right, let's see what we get back here. Hopefully it's something awesome. You found the overdrive. Every 60 seconds, it allows you to accelerate for a short time. Yeah, I like that thing. I like that. That's good. We'll go ahead and detach so that we don't get hit by all of these. We're gonna need to find either the grenade launcher or the laser machine gun. I would take either. Yeah, that is my coffee origin story. Started out with the Starbucks frap, and then realized my crimes. Right? You know, I could probably get a Frappuccino down today, but man, is that a lot of sugar. It would have to be a small one, you know, or maybe I'd share one. I'm more of a salty and bitter and robust, you know, those types of flavors. Like, I really like beets. I've talked about my love of beets before on the channel. I like pickled beets in particular. There's a place in Montana that we'll order from. Okay, look at this. Oh, this is tremendous. Okay. I'm quite happy about what we've got going on right now. This is great. I really want to hold off. We're going to hold off. All right. All right, so usually this indicates that we're going to be moving into a new biome, which is right on time. Ooh, you love a twofer, especially on those guys. And if we could finish these guys off prior to... You know what? I'm just going to switch real quick to our bomb thrower. Going to be a little bit better on these guys. It's not great, you know? It needs power-ups before it's truly great. But like I was telling you all, I'd strongly prefer some of those other weapons. Yeah, see? Come on, one time on that guy. It's probably user error, let's be honest, you know? The GOAT is not the greatest shot in the West, it turns out. Alright. Perfect. Looks like we're in a new biome. Oh, it's that interesting red again. Ooh. Okay, I have not seen that resource yet either. This is another first. Love that. Well, let's just kind of have a drill-a-thon, right? And then we'll do the resource cleanup afterwards kind of thing. So I told you about the latest and greatest coffee experimentation that we're doing out here, and that's been fun. The blackberry lattes were definitely another first for the household. Made one for my wife, and she's like, you know, it's bitter, right? And my daughter and I are like, no, it's flavorful. It's flavorful. Why don't we go with some extra drilling power here? This is exciting. I don't know if I've ever gotten that far down in the drilling efficiency. It's cool. Oh yeah, we're tearing it up now, literally. And my wife is definitely the Frappuccino type, you know, what we were just talking about. She'd prefer as sweet as it can possibly be made. Hurts my teeth thinking about it. Holy moly. All right, we got to cruise on back, folks. We're going to grab this first, though, because of course we are. I fired off our little dash capability as well. Let's see what we get here. You found a resource harvester. Okay. All right, we've had that before. Well, we can't kill him with that, can we? Let's see what we might be able to do. Well, it all kind of revolves around our machine gun for now. And like I say, I really want to stay away from putting points in there. I'm hoping we come across another option soon from a weapon standpoint. So let's go with this. We'll detach and go back to the machine gun. We'll fire off our electricity and stuff. Still not too bad on the encounters. Loving it. Yeah, so I had a buddy call me up. We live near a lake, you know, where you can get on the beach and stuff and hang out. Ooh, look at this. Crypto key. All right, number 4. Not sure what those do yet, but very interested to learn more about them. That's for sure. Boy, even with the drill efficiency, like these blocks are very durable. Wow. Okay. And so he said, hey, Goat, you know, what do you think about doing some paddle boarding? I said, man, that's something I've always wanted to try. Yeah, I'd love to do some paddle boarding. Why don't we do that, you know? And he's got a couple boards, and I said, yeah, why not? You know, now, paddle boarding is, it's the thing where you get the board and you stand up on it, right? And you paddle along with a longer oar. You know, these oars can be, well, you can expand them. You know, you can make them a little bit longer if you need to. And so I said, yeah, let's do that. Let's do some paddle boarding. Folks, I'm going to tell you something, okay? If you've ever seen people do paddle boarding, you look at them and you go, oh, wow, there's nothing to it. Look at those paddle boarders out there. They're having a great time, right? Let's go duration, and let's go speed bonus. And I am gonna stop there and just hope again that we come across another weapon. So, you know, you take a look at them out there and you go, wow, they're having a great time. Oh, man, it would be fun to do. I should get out there and do some paddle boarding. Looks like there's nothing to it. Hey, you know what? That paddle boarding is harder than you think. I had a hell of a time standing up on this thing. You know, we started out sitting down on it and oaring along the way. Oaring? Is oaring the right way to say it? Oaring is probably not the right way to say it. You know, pushing yourself through the water with the oar. Well, I don't have all the words accessible right now. Apparently the coffee hasn't started hitting. Rowing. Let's go with rowing. So, started out in a seated position, you know, and he says, all right, you know, let's start this way, and you know, once we get a little bit more out there, we'll stand up, we'll try. And he's telling me, oh, you know, I only do this occasionally, you're gonna be much better at this than I am, blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, yeah, you know, I don't know about that. I think you're just being nice, but we'll see, you know. Turns out he's really good at it, and I'm not so good at it. Again, my first time, but I was basing this on, you know, what I had seen other people doing. You know, and saying to myself, oh man, that looks like a nice, fun thing to do. Folks, this thing bobbles from left to right. You know, this is not a sturdy structure that you're on. Some of you might ask, well, wait a second, if this was an inflatable, and it was, you know, maybe you didn't put enough air in it, Goat. Nope, we did. That wasn't the case either. What do we want to do here? Man, we are kind of getting at the point where we're gonna need to put some points into the weapon that we're using. It's my fear that we're gonna get overrun, but I guess I guess we just kind of go with it. Maybe we do one of these, right? And then we come down here. I guess I just used the amount I needed for that. That's all right. That's all right. All right, let's see how we do. This is going to be our first major encounter, which, you know, shouldn't be too big of a deal. Let's start shooting over here. We'll go ahead and fire off our electricity. But usually 2 missiles and we're good. We're good to go. I think that'll be the same case this time. There we go. See, nice and easy. I'm almost thinking we should just jet out. Yeah, let's go on to the next one, right? Okay. Boy, it'd be cool if we could find that fifth crypto key. I think we need 5 of them, if I remember correctly. This is a nice little freebie. Warning, all personnel on duty, please report to the re-implantation zone. Oh, okay. That's not ominous at all. All right. Love it. You know what I'm going to try to do is fill up early on. And before we get too deep, bring the resources back, right? But maybe that's just not how this one's going to go. Stuff seems pretty easy to rip through, actually. Which makes me wonder if it's going to be a really deep mine. Ooh, like those. Oh, now it's starting to get chunkier. Sometimes you hit one block and it just opens up an entire space. Okay, so it looks like this section is going to stop over here, but how far down? Okay. All right, that's actually fine with me. Oh my goodness. All right, so it's going to wrap around in a few different ways, apparently. We can go with this. Might as well, right? Yeah, okay. Let's see how we do. And we're gonna detach so we can slam into these dudes. Some of you had asked in the comments how I got the claw legs, and that was through the schematics that we've been finding along the way. And then when you get back, you can use your resources to open those up, and then you'll have them in your next run. All right, well that works for that to cut off over there. Now, how far is this gonna go? Okay. Yeah, this is going places. Alright, so that's gonna stop there. Don't mind that at all. Just really don't want to miss one of those chip pieces. That's always the fear that I have. You're saying, Goat, you have many fears. Yeah. Look, I just want to do you and this game justice. Alright, we're going to move on down. So we had a great time out on the water. I ended up standing up twice. And then it got a little bit wobbly. The thing was, we were there, we went in his car. You know, if it was my car, I would have said, hey, we're gonna F this thing up something fierce. And I don't care how many times I fall in the water. I didn't want to soak his seat cushions and all that, right? I mean, you want to be invited back again, don't you? All right, I think we're upgraded up for right now, unless I end up wanting to put more points into the machine gun at some point, but as of right now, I still am hoping that we can avoid that like the plague. There's just better options. And the last run, which was a fun one as well, we ended up getting the laser machine gun late game. And didn't do much with it because we had the grenade thrower at the same time, and that thing turned out being awesome. But I would be happy to do more with the laser machine gun today if we came across that. Alright, so this is going to take us back up here, apparently. At some point, it makes sense to just hold back so that you can take advantage of the ship's additional power, right? Because our mining beam goes out so far. So now I imagine this is going to wrap around, but maybe not. Ah, here we go. Yamahama. Wow, okay. So, is that the end? Does it stop here? Yes. Hey, there we go. There's our advantage. Perfect. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to drop off supplies, and we're going to go back. We're going to grab one more round of supplies, because there's a ton. Including the more rare ones. Right? Okay. I think we're looking good at this point. Let's hit it. And then we'll head for the next mine. Okay. I know, here's the goat checking again, just to see what we're needing. And yeah, we need some of these pieces, and we need another weapon. I know you're thinking the same thing as me. Let's head down at least. We know we're gonna have to do that. Let's get a missile out there. It's gonna hit something. Alright, you see how that looks like a tooth is coming off the opening of the mine? That's interesting, isn't it? Throw the capacitor on. The electricity flying. There's a 2-for-1. You like a double whammy. All right. Okay, in we go. Maybe we can do a quick deposit this time. Like I was saying last time, we'll just stand over here since the beam goes so far out with that last upgrade of 90%. Makes all the sense in the world. Like a firefighter standing closer to the hydrant or something, you know? You're like, no, Goat, it's actually not like that at all. All right. Okay. Well, looks like we're gonna go further back. About 10.5 minutes until our next encounter. And, you know, overall, I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at. Except for the whole weapon piece. That's the only thing that I think we're lacking right now. Hey, that could be something good. In fact, let's sneak that back on in before we get too far away. Alright, let's take a sip here. You found a cluster bomb. Fires a cluster bomb when the spider's durability drops below 25%. When it explodes, it releases several more frag bombs. That's kind of neat. I haven't had that one before. Alright, let's grab this stuff and bring it on back. Go through this attack phase here. And let's see if we can't upgrade anything. I want to take a look at this cluster and see if we can have that fire when we're not down to 25%. Huh. Doesn't look like it, does it? It is an interesting capability, though. I'll give them that. Let's go ahead with this. And let's go with that. Okay. Just so that we're raising some of our capabilities overall. I do want to go back into that mine one more time. Go ahead and fire off the capacitor. All right. Let's pop on in here one more time. It could go further back and turn into a weapon situation. So I think it's worth the investigation. At least a little bit farther, right? So could this be a longer corridor up here, maybe? Or is it just gonna end in a wall? I suppose it could take us further up. Okay, hey. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Cheers to you. Enhanced generator. Love it. That's gonna be great. We'll just climb up a little bit more, and I would imagine this is just going to head us back west. But we'll just make sure. Yep, that's a wall. So we'll come back out this way. Let's grab a few more resources, and then we're out. There we go. You know, I know these are longer videos. I hope you're having a good time out here. If you are, do me a favor. Hit that like button. It'll help other people see this video and learn about this game if it's not one they were immediately familiar with. Oops. Oops. All right. Let's just grab this. Let's see what this says. Now the black sorcerer, may every traveler spit upon your grave. May the unseen curse it, and stay there. Okay. All right. Does anybody feel bad? Maybe he was a jerk. Who knows? I like that there's random lore in this game. All right. Now we are going to be looking at an encounter. Let's get a missile out to help deal with these guys. Oh, that is not where I was hoping that was going to go. We're going to put our bomb launcher on for a moment here. Ooh, that was cool. Dominoes. All right. I almost wonder, folks, if we should keep going. I think we should. We need to start getting some other types of resources. Now, this is good, too, because, you know, we're going to have the encounter due to clearing a cloud layer. The nice thing is we can have that encounter separate from the normal encounter. Ooh, this is pretty chunky out here, isn't it? Wow. Yeah, things just heated up a bit, and by a bit I mean a lot. All right. Uh-oh. I don't want to get too close to that guy. Come on, guy. Alright, I'm gonna go machine gun mode. Let's get a missile out there. I think we're gonna do okay overall. Where's the last guy? Oh. There's still another one somewhere. And we're going to be staring at another encounter momentarily. There we go. Okay. So this is another interesting looking area. Ooh, that's definitely a new resource. I wonder if these zones are just kind of randomized, because the challenge we're going to have, and believe me, I'm happy to have that resource, but the challenge we're going to have is that resource is used a lot later in the upgrade tree, and we don't have any of those, or do we? Do we have the other resource? I don't know. We're going to take another look once we get back. We'll tell what's what. So I guess maybe we do have some greens sitting there, but there are some things that are holding us back. The goat will take a quick gander to see where we're coming up short. Oops. All right, let's reconnect. Upgrade screen is what we want. All right. Okay, so we do have the greens. Not too worried about the cluster bomb. Yeah, so it's actually these little red, oddly shaped pieces. I guess it kind of looks like a little boot or a foot. We need those, and then I suppose we maybe could get down to these advanced upgrades, but we're going to be held back by these things that we have two of. All right, let's keep going. There's still an opportunity to find another weapon, right? Maybe if I say it enough times, it'll happen. Well, let's go up here. Oh, I got excited for a second that maybe that was a longer corridor. Just gonna take advantage of the longer beam and the boost from the ship. Let's run these guys over. And we'll go ahead and switch to the bomb. Holy smokes. Okay. Well, those do take quite a few shots, don't they now? At some point, we might just have to start upgrading the bomb thrower. And go with that, because we're gonna need a juicier weapon. Or, I don't know, you know, maybe we put more points into the machine gun than I ever have. I mean, this is becoming a little bit of an issue. I wonder if it can reach. Can it reach? No. Okay. I'm just gonna see if I could grab onto the ship's boosting capability real quick. Because I think at some point, this is a waste of our time. Yeah, we're gonna have to bounce. Making the executive decision on that. Okay. Well, let's give it a look. Yeah. Maybe we take a look at what's in the entry area. Grab what we can. Let's see if it's going to turn into a new weapon. Come on. Alright, I'm going to have to put some points into the machine gun, methinks. We've got a ton of resources, so it's not too big of a hit. Fire rate, and let's do... Well, we can't do one of those. Okay. Well, it is what it is. Oh, it's our big encounter. Well, then it made sense to put points into the machine gun, in my opinion. Pop off the capacitor real quick here. Every time, oh man. Every time that missile's ready, we gotta fire it off. I'd be lying if I said I loved our setup right now for this. I do think that we're gonna need to enable the repair options, which we should probably go ahead with this. And turn that on as well. There we go. Okay. Alright, we'll pop off the capacitor again. I think we're going to switch to the bombs. Just because we get the area blast with them. Have another missile out there real soon. Yeah, this is definitely a tough one. Let's get another missile out. And I'm gonna go with a repair. Okay. And we're gonna switch things up, go back to the machine gun so that maybe we can help on some of those weak spots. But really, looks like these guys are just gonna be in our way. And that's gonna be pretty tough to do. Alright. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. I'm making another executive decision here. We're gonna put some points into the old bomb thrower. Scattered munitions, that sounds fine. Some rotation speed. And let's give that a little bit more of a go. I think it's our best option for right now. We're gonna need a repair here. There it is. Okay. It's certainly better than the machine gun. I was just hoping for something better overall. And that could still happen. Just didn't want to spend points where I didn't have to, you know? I don't want to get too low from a health standpoint. We've got one more weak spot on this guy. Maybe this last missile will do it for us. Alright, there it is. I can't remember where we left off in this mine. I guess there is some additional... Okay. Well, something opened up here. Just a blank space, I guess. Alright, so it's gonna wrap back around. We've definitely had quite the adventure so far, I'll say that. Alright, could this be something promising? Maybe? Maybe? I'm gonna keep taking advantage of the ship's boost for as long as I can. What do we got over here? Is this gonna keep going? Oh man. We're in that super tough layer now. I want to do a drop off at the ship. Oops. Well, let's repair the ship. Speaking of, we'll go with that. Now we need some of those other pieces so that we can get the bifurcated and then the trifurcated and even more efficiency. I need those little reds. Alright. I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Put on the booster. Get right back over there. Now these pieces are getting really tough. Well, it's a wall. Just hoping that maybe it would lead to less durable pieces, you know? Yeah. I think we should abandon this one and maybe just get out there and try and see if we can find a new biome altogether. Boy, they've drained our shield, haven't they? All right, let's detach. Let's get a missile out there. And Where's the rest? There we go. Gotcha. All right, we're just gonna roll on down. Hey, is that a crypto? Oh man, the crypto key's perfect. Okay. I think we needed 5, and we have all 5. That's awesome. Looks like we're gonna be coming into maybe some cloud cover here. Oh! Oh! Okay. Well, we have got our work cut out for us in terms of getting back up, don't we? Well, we know it's at the bottom now. Thankfully, I've got these boosters, and I think they're going to really come in handy with getting us to where we need to go. And, you know, the good news is we'll probably come into some different types of resources when we get back up there to fresh pay dirt. Just wonder how long it's going to take to get up there. We went quite a ways. Wow, that's pretty wild. I think we might already be getting close, folks. You know, when you start out, the spider is pretty slow, and you know, now you can really cruise. You know, once you upgrade a few times, you really cruise around. I think this is the starting area that we're getting back to. There we go. There we go. All right. Right in time for a encounter. But we're probably going to get some good resources that we need. So I'll take that all day. Let's fire off our capacitor. Okay. All right, show us some of the resources that we have been missing out on. There's one of them. I mean, look, I love the little blue balls, but oh, that didn't sound great. You know what I'm trying to say, right? You know what I'm saying. Maybe we'll get another weapon out of this, too. There we go. I'm kind of focusing up on some of the things we've been missing for a while. Oh, we got something. Oh, come on, one time. A stake thrower. Okay, well, you can probably tell by my reaction. It's not my favorite thing. It's not my favorite. All right, we're just gonna grab this. Yep. Might as well suck these up too while we're over here. Okay. And we're gonna go to the next zone. Let's see what we got here for our trouble. Allows you to build turrets. Okay. Not bad at all. Can we do anything? No. No, we can't. All right. Upward and onward. Show us another weapon. Okay. What do we got here? Day 54, I'm thirsty, and I've just realized that not only have I deprived myself of water, but also of a way out. I can't get out without the pickaxe. So that was a bit dumb. Well, you know what? We've all been there. We've all been there, right? You forget your pickaxe, drink all your water, and you go, ah, shit. Well, this is it. It's been fun. Okay. We'll go ahead, kick things off that way. We're going to detach, I suppose. Perfect. Still thinking in these entry-level mines as we head up. We're gonna find some interesting things. Look, it's exciting that we got 5 crypto keys, too. That in and of itself. Hey, there's something. I feel like we're cooking with gas again in terms of finding gadgets. Found a docking station. Hey, we like those. We like those. So I'm going to put points into the docking station because that is going to be a nice shot in the arms. We'll do that. We will expand the range. We will expand the range again. And we're going to put some points into that. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. And I think that's going to do it for that one. All right. I mean, we might as well hit these spots, right? Let's grab this guy now, and we're going to get double help. Isn't that cool? And with the expanded range on our mining laser, we're going to be able to take both of these boosts quite a bit further into these areas, which is great. Okay, let's grab this and then we're out of here. 35% shard spread area, light shards. Okay, I think that has to do with that weapon that fires off when we're at 25% health. I think that's what that's all about. Looks like we're getting through the cloud cover here. Let's just pop off a missile. And, you know, we're bound to maybe hit something, right? Let's just get some shells going out there. Why don't you guys get a little bit closer for the goat? There we go. All right. Not a bad start at all. Come on. You know, I think some of these guys just end up being out of reach for the bomb thrower. Okay. Oh. Now this could be interesting. Sometimes it doesn't want to let you grab inside the machine. And I'll say too that sometimes I do find weapons in this electronic rock looking mine. You gotta admit, we're very powerful from a mining standpoint. Hey, here we go. Here's something. Here's something. What do we got? A cluster grenade launcher. That's the one I like. All right. Hey, it only took about an hour to find it, but we're here. We did it. We did it. We did the thing. That's exciting. All right. So we're gonna keep on the move. And before we get out, ooh, that's gonna be something. Before we get out, we are gonna take a look at our buddy here. And we are gonna put some points on into it. This is what we were waiting for. Blast damage, yep. Magazine capacity, yep. Yep, more, sure. Blast area, why not? Oh, spent a lot of blues, okay. That's all right. All right, now we need those reds and some blues, but we're sitting good. We are sitting very good. Happy about that. All right, I don't think there's anything else we want to do right now. So let's keep hitting the wrong button this time. See, I've been playing a whole bunch of other games. Get our Noida reference here. He did claim to have reached the edge, but before we take his word for it, let's examine the personality of the famed explorer of the wall. All right. Your guess is as good as mine. Let's take this on out, pop that down. Okay, so that's going to open up to something. And let's get mobile. And let's put this grenade launcher on if we can find it. Uh-oh. Well, that's all right. That's all right. It'll buy us some time. There's our grenade launcher. Oh, man. You can see how good it is. Right off the bat. I love it. It feels like going home. You know, even if you miss the first couple shots, it's like, hey, don't worry. I got your back. I got your back on this. Oh, wow. Oh, we got something. Looks like that's how this one is gonna end, maybe? No, I take that back. We're still wrapping around. All right, there we go. That's the end. Okay, let's grab this. We'll return it, and then we'll come back and grab some of these resources. Because we can use the blues. A drone that auto-targets enemies next to the robo-spider. Wow. Okay, that is amazing. Let's go ahead and pop some points into the drone. Spread, okay, great. And then let's go grab more of those resources that we left on the ground there. Oh, come on, guy. You always try to float away from me. Okay, nice. Go ahead and use our dash as well. Got them all. Okay. You know, I have a feeling that we're really going to be situated well. And we're coming up on all the resources that we've been needing. All right. So what do we want to do here? We still need the reds. And this guy, too. And some blues also, apparently. All right. So, can we do anything with our grenade launcher? No, not yet. But soon. Soon. I'm gonna disconnect for a moment. Oh, that drone is looking awesome. Okay, who else do we got? All right, beautiful. Okay. Now, I will be honest. I stepped away for a moment here and went out to a barbecue at my wife's employer, and I am officially jacked back in and full up on, man, just glorious, glorious foods. They had a giant barrel smoker going, and you know I partook quite a bit. Smoked chicken legs, gigundo hamburgers. What a time, folks. But it is great to be back again in this glorious run we've got going here. Just want to take another look and see if we can do anything from a mining standpoint. No. No, but almost. Wait. Yes. Tremendous. Okay, so we've got the bifurcated, right? Is it fair to call it that? And just looking to see if there's anything else we want to do here. Okay. Absolutely want to buy that next. Okay. Yeah, once a year they throw a party and they bust out the gigantic smoker and they just go to town, and it's really great. So I took the day off and everything, and then as part of it they do a fishing derby as well, and they give away prizes. It's a good time. I did talk a big game and say that I was gonna fish this year, but you know what? The food starts flowing, and next thing you know, you're a couple burgers in, and you're going, you know, I don't know that the fishing is gonna happen this time. All right, I think we should upgrade our drone again, and that'll do it for that time. All right. Upward and onward. Look at how far those grenades travel. Holy smokes. So much better than the bomb launcher, I would say. All right, missile away. Let's get the electric going. Wonderful. Let's see what old dude has to say. Have you seen those dressed up scribblers in their cells? I found them still alive. They knew nothing about the wall. All right. Let's rock and ride. Now, my wife's coworkers are tremendous. They're so easy to get along with. I actually got there, and one of the folks said, "Oh, you know, she said you're busy making a video." I said, "Yeah, I'm making another video." I don't know if they know that, you know, I have a channel or not. And the guy said, "Oh, you know what are you making a video on?" I said, "Oh, that it's this game Wall World." And he said, "Oh, you know, I don't know that one, but I'm playing Elden Ring right now." And you know, we were friends immediately at that point. Plus 40% bomb airspeed. Okay, so that's for the bomb launcher that we have not been utilizing so far. I want to go over here and see. Okay, so we need the reds at this point, which should be a little bit further up, I'm thinking. Perhaps after this cloud cover, if we can survive this event, and then the next run-in, where things went wrong for us, very wrong for us in the previous run. If you were there, you know. You know. We won't poke fun. It is what it is. Somebody in the comments section said that it reminded them of the events in the film Independence Day. And upon reading that, I could not agree more. Alright, so we got through that. And here's where we have to be very careful, because this thing's going to open up. Okay, wait a second. Is that supposed to happen? Maybe that's supposed to happen. Because that's what happened to us last time. And I had thought that we just didn't dodge appropriately. Oh, that's so interesting. Okay. Let's see if anything happens in here, because we've got the crypto keys at this point. Don't come near me. I can see it in your eyes. That's right. I have all 4 crypto keys. Okay, so it was 4, not 5. Ben, we need to talk. Have you sold your soul to the unseen guardians? Shush, I promised not to tell anyone. Wait, for real? You found the 5th crypto key? Okay, so it was 5. It was 5. Yep. That's it. I'm calling the elders. Jill! All right. What are you going to do? I don't know. I'll unlock the core and go from there. You think it'll change anything? Well, actually, I wanted to find the edge of the wall. This thing wasn't part of the plan. Yeah, poor you. Now you'll just have to be the one who activates the core for the first time in several hundred years. We shall see. Folks, I am slightly confused, so I think we need to do perhaps another run? Allows you to scan the size of the mine that the spider is connected to. Okay, right, I remember that. And then this is that seismic generator that's going to help destroy the blocks in a radius. And this is going to expand on the distance, because remember we got the upgraded version of that schematic. Well, at least getting it to level 2. So this is interesting now. I bet we need to go on one more run, which I'll be honest, I'm not upset about, because we're gonna get to use those 2 new tools, and I'm still loving this game. I think we're probably gonna have to play through the Deep Threat DLC as well. Cheers to you, folks. I thought that was gonna go on a little bit longer, but hey, here we are. I appreciate all the support. Hope you enjoyed. And we'll do this again sometime soon. We'll get together. We'll play a roguelike or a roguelite because, well, that's what we do every time. And we'll give away a video game at least once a week, because we like doing those too. And we can do that because of support from folks like you. So have a great rest of your day. Take care out there. Bye-bye.